Dude 7 feet against 7'5". It just, I mean, it doesn't move me. But I will tell you, Victor Wembanyama is the real deal. Wembanyama is something special. There's no doubt about that. This is the soon-to-be Rookie of the Year, without question. And he is going to deserve it.
7'5", 240 pounds, bullying through defenders like they're not even there. You think you know what makes Victor Wembanyama special? You're wrong. The NBA banked on one thing, keeping him mortal: his body. Too tall, too thin, too fragile for the physical grind? Give it 3, maybe 4 years before he could handle grown man strength? That was the plan. But Wembanyama just spent one summer erasing that weakness completely. He's not fixing flaws anymore. He's weaponizing them. And if you're an NBA GM right now, you should be terrified. Because what the league hoped would take years happened in months. But to understand why this version of Wembanyama is the NBA's worst nightmare, you have to go back to when everyone thought they had him figured out. Let's rewind to February 2024. A rookie puts up 27 points, 14 rebounds, 10 blocks, and 5 assists in a single game. That puts him in company with Kareem, David Robinson, and Olajuwon. Elite territory. But here's where it gets absurd. Wembanyama became the first rookie ever to record separate triple-doubles with both assists and blocks since 1973. He reached 150 assists and 150 blocks in just 48 games. The last rookie to hit those numbers took an entire season. He became the first player in NBA history to post 75 threes, 150 assists, and 150 blocks in a single season, in 48 games. His second year, even better: 24 points, 11 rebounds, nearly 4 blocks per game in only 46 games. Still led the league in blocks. Through his first 100 games, he'd scored more than LeBron and Durant at the same stage, blocked more shots than Shaq and Olajuwon, made more threes than Steph Curry. Read that again: 7 feet tall, outpacing Curry from deep. But there was the problem, the one thing every GM kept circling back to. At 7'5", Wembanyama weighed maybe 210 pounds on draft night, lighter than most shooting guards. When physical players attacked him in the paint, he'd get bumped off spots, pushed out of position, backed down easily. The physicality of an 82-game season looked like it might break him. One executive put it bluntly: the talent is undeniable, but his body isn't ready for this league. And that's what the NBA was counting on: time. The league had studied the blueprint. Every generational big needs years to fill out. It's biology. 3 years minimum before Wembanyama could hold his ground against bruising post players. His skill was there, but his body was the governor, keeping him from becoming unstoppable. The NBA breathed easier. They had time to figure him out, develop schemes, scout tendencies. He'd be special eventually, but eventually was the key word. For once, the league had a grace period. That was the plan. But Wembanyama had other ideas. And what he did next changed everything. Late February of 2025 started with a crisis. Deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot. At 21 years old, with the basketball world at his fingertips, Wembanyama was forced to confront his own mortality. The same condition that ended an 11-time All-Star's career at 31. He spent weeks in and out of hospitals, grounded, unable to travel, unable to train. He faced his mortality at 21. That changes a man. When he was finally cleared, Wembanyama didn't ease back into basketball. He disappeared. While other stars were vacationing on yachts and posting workout clips for social media, Wembanyama went silent. He traveled to Asia, training at a monastery, practicing ancient meditation techniques and disciplines built around balance, breath, and gratitude. Not for Instagram, not for the cameras, for himself. Then the real work began. He described his training regimen in his own words. This summer, I chose to do something much more violent. Violent. That's the word he used. His conditioning program was world-class even by professional athlete standards. One drill had him defending one-on-one against every player in the gym, back-to-back with zero rest. After going through the entire roster, he'd sprint to the other end of the court and do it again. Everyone else rotated in fresh. He never stopped. 2-a-day sessions became his standard, 5 or 6 times a week. Most players can barely maintain that schedule for a few days. He did it all summer. The results? The Spurs now list him at 240 pounds. That's 20 to 30 pounds heavier than draft night. But it wasn't just about adding weight. It was about adding functional, violent strength, the kind that changes how you play. The first glimpse came during a Spurs preseason scrimmage. Wembanyama caught the ball near half court, sized up his defender, a 7'2", 250-pound veteran center. Then he attacked. One explosive hop at the foul line, and he drove straight through his opponent's chest like he wasn't even there. The bigger man stumbled backward, completely overpowered, as Wembanyama gathered himself and finished with a thunderous two-handed slam. 10,000 fans sat in stunned silence. The defender later admitted, "He's obviously gotten a lot stronger. He can honestly be just a monster." That one play told you everything. The same move last year would have ended with Wembanyama getting bodied at the rim or forced into a difficult floater. This time, he went through his opponent. Not around. Through. Teammates who'd been with him for 2 years couldn't believe what they were seeing. One said it perfectly. At his age, it's eye-opening to see somebody demand excellence like that. It makes me want to work harder. The league had banked on biology. On time. On the assumption that building that kind of strength takes years. Wembanyama compressed years into months. But adding muscle was just the beginning. What he did with it is where the real terror begins. Here's where everything changes. That added strength didn't just make Wembanyama better at what he was already doing. It unlocked an entirely different player. His first preseason game back, he took one three-pointer. One. In his entire career, he'd only had one other game with that few attempts from deep. Last season, he had just as many games with 15 three-point attempts as he did with 5. The volume shooter had vanished. In his place, a point center who brings the ball up himself, initiates the offense, attacks downhill, and only shoots when defenses collapse. He finished that game with 9 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks, and 7 assists in just 16 minutes. The assists stood out. He wasn't hunting his shot anymore. He was hunting mismatches for everyone else. He's not playing like a center anymore. He's not even playing like a power forward. He's operating like a 7-foot 5-point guard with elite rim protection. Let that sink in. Think about the combinations that creates. The size and length of a traditional rim-running center. The perimeter skills and ball handling of a modern wing. The court vision and playmaking of an elite point guard. The shooting range of a floor-spacing forward. The defensive instincts of a generational shot blocker. When you combine one legend's scoring with another legend's passing and a third's defense, you don't get a really good player. You get something that's never existed. A player who can guard the rim one possession, bring the ball up the next, run a pick and roll as the ball handler, then relocate to the corner for a 3. All at 7'5". Here's a play only he can make. Catch the ball at the top of the key, survey the defense, drive past his man with a hesitation dribble, draw 2 defenders in the paint, kick out to the corner for an assist, then sprint back and block a transition layup attempt at the other end. Size, skill, speed, vision, and defensive instinct all in 15 seconds. But it's not just that he can do all of these things. It's that doing one makes everything else unguardable. The multiplier effect is what's terrifying. It's not just that he can handle the ball now. It's that his ball handling forces smaller defenders to guard him on the perimeter, which means he can just shoot over them or back them down with his new strength. It's not just that he can shoot threes. It's that his three-point threat pulls rim protectors away from the basket, opening driving lanes where his length makes him impossible to contest. It's not just that he's added muscle. It's that his physicality means he can now finish through contact on drives that used to end in turnovers, which makes defenses respect his rim pressure, which opens up his passing lanes. Every skill amplifies the others. So how do you guard him? You can't go under screens, he'll pull from 30 feet. You can't go over, He's at the rim in 2 dribbles. You can't give him space, he'll dissect you with passes. You can't crowd him, he'll shoot over you. You can't send help, he sees it coming. You can't match him with size, he's too skilled. You can't match him with speed, he's too big. One coach put it bluntly after facing him. We tried everything. Nothing worked. He's figured it all out. And here's where it gets truly terrifying. Because what you've seen so far, that's not even his final form. This season, Wembanyama isn't easing into his new role. He's dominating with it. Early games show a player who's completely figured it out. On opening night, he drops 40 points with 15 rebounds and 3 blocks, controlling both ends of the floor. The next game, 31 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 blocks. He's not just stuffing the stat sheet, he's doing whatever his team needs, whenever they need it. The efficiency is what's scary. He's shooting better percentages across the board while taking smarter shots. His assist numbers are climbing, his turnovers are dropping, his defensive rating remains elite, while his offensive load increases. If he maintains this pace over a full season, he's looking at averaging something like 25 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 blocks per game. Nobody in NBA history has ever posted those numbers for a full season. Not even close. He's 21 years old. Here's the question nobody can answer. How do you actually guard this? Let's walk through it. You're a defensive coordinator. You've got to game plan for a 7'5" player who can do everything. So what's your strategy? You go under the screen, he pulls up from 30 feet and drains it. You go over, he's already blown past you, and he's at the rim in 2 dribbles. You try to wall up and force him to pass, he's already seen your rotation and found the open man before you even committed. You send a hard double team, he splits it or hits the skip pass. You match him with size, he takes you off the dribble. You match him with speed, he shoots over you or backs you down with his new strength. You switch everything, he'll hunt the mismatch. You stay home, he'll beat you one-on-one. You help, he'll make you pay. You don't help, he'll score anyway. There is no answer. And here's the truly terrifying part. This is year 3. Year 3. Most generational talents don't even scratch the surface of their potential until year 5 or 6. This version of Wembanyama, the one that's already unsolvable, is still developing. He's still learning the nuances of NBA offenses, still building chemistry with teammates, still refining his decision-making, still adding skills. If he's doing this now, what happens in year 5, year 7, year 10? Look at how other legends developed. Most didn't win their first championship until their late 20s. Most didn't reach their absolute peak until their 7th or 8th season. The scary ones, the all-time greats, they built their dominance gradually over years of refinement. Wembanyama is speedrunning that process. The uncomfortable truth? He might already be past the point where the league can adapt. Defenses are built on principles. Force players into their weaknesses, take away their strengths, make them uncomfortable. But what do you do when a player has no weaknesses? When every strength you take away just reveals another one underneath? You don't adjust. You just hope. We're not just watching a great player develop anymore. We're watching the game change in real time. He's redefining what a position even means. Centers aren't supposed to run the offense. Point guards aren't supposed to protect the rim. Wings aren't supposed to be 7'5". He's all of them and none of them. The NBA spent decades perfecting defensive schemes, building analytics models, finding counters to every offensive trend, and then one player shows up and breaks all of it. So what does this mean for the NBA? What does it mean for basketball? The answer is simple and absolutely terrifying. The NBA feared he'd become unstoppable. They were wrong to think it would take years. He's not the future anymore. He's the present, and the league has no answer. We're watching history being written in real time. Every night, he steps on the court. He's redefining what's possible at his size, at his age, at his position. If you're not watching every game, you're missing something we might never see again. The NBA hoped Wembanyama would take years to become this. He did it in one summer, and he's just getting started. And make sure to hype the video and subscribe, because you don't want to miss the next one. Trust me.